What's up, boss goddess? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my pro productivity hacks for working from home. This video is for you if you maybe just started an online business, maybe you've had an online business for a while, or maybe you're blessed enough to be working from home. We're all staying at home right now, and productivity is something that needs to continue to happen while working from home, while creating from home, and I know that it can be a struggle. I have had an online business for the last 4 years, and today I work for a really inspiring company from home and also building an online business. And I will tell you, I've been through the ringer with productivity and lack of productivity. I used to work from home on my business when my now fiance was working as a night nurse, and we had completely opposite schedules. I had no accountability. I was constantly feeling like I wasn't getting anywhere, and it was complete hell for me. So if you're out there and you're feeling like that, I just want to let you know that there is absolute hope and that I'm here to support you, and I'm sharing with you my pro tips here. So before we get started, let me know in the comments below, what are you working on or creating at home, and what are you currently struggling with when it comes to staying productive, inspired, and creative at home? Let's get straight into it. My very first productivity hack to stay productive and also increase your productivity while working from home is to have a game plan at the beginning of the day. And this game plan looks like breaking down your projects into smaller pieces. This is something that I got from Brendon Burchard's High Performance Habits. It's a great book. Pick it up if you haven't read it before. But what he says is to break down your goals into 5 different moves, and within those moves, these are the 5 things that absolutely needed to get done in order for you to reach your goal. And underneath those 5 moves, you break that into steps. This was huge for me, especially when I first started creating stuff in my online business, because I would just like put on a schedule, create a video, and then it would take me days to create a video. And it was because I wasn't actually breaking these things down, because I wasn't actually taking account of what I was doing. I was constantly feeling unproductive. So that is my very first tip for you, is to break down your goals, your projects, and write them down at the beginning of the day, the beginning of the week, so that you can really take into account what you're going to be doing. From there, you take each of those tasks and you actually copy and paste them onto some sort of calendar. I prefer Google Calendar because it's what I use, it's what most of the people I work with use, and it just makes it very, very simple. So whatever tasks you're doing for the day, make sure that they make it onto your calendar. If they do not make it onto your calendar, then it doesn't exist. My second tip for increasing your productivity while working from home is to work in time blocks and sprints. So time blocks means that you're working on the same thing within a given amount of time, and you're not switching from one thing to another. There is this thing that happens with our minds and our brains when we switch from one task to another task. There is a delay and a lag. And this is something that I struggled with for such a long time because I was so addicted to multitasking. There are still times I fall into that pattern. I have to come back to time blocking and making sure I have a focus on one certain thing for a certain amount of time. And that is something that I put on my calendar. So remember, time blocking is huge. And then working in sprints. This is really big, especially if you're new to working from home. It can be very easy to get into a tunnel where you're like, oh my God, I'm productive, I'm just gonna like bust through this. And what ends up happening is this really painful burnout where maybe you're debilitated for an hour or 2 hours or even a few days. And I will say, if you have burnt out, it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Every great worker burns out one time or another, but what we can do is we can gain more awareness and build that bandwidth through sprints. And I like to work in 30-minute sprints. So I will take my phone out, put a 30-minute timer on it, and every 30 minutes the timer goes off and I go take a break. Whether I go into my kitchen and eat a snack, or I go outside and take a walk with my dog Lebowski, those 5 to 10 minute breaks really expand and help my mind breathe so I can come back and be even more productive. The other thing I like about working in sprints, it's like a game. Anytime that you can gamify what it is that you're doing, the more productive you're gonna be, and you're gonna have so much more fun. So my third tip for increasing your productivity while working from home is to get accountability. Whether you own your own business online or you're working for a company, you need to have some sort of layer of accountability, or things are just not going to get done. I remember there was a time in my business where I felt like if I wasn't doing it all, then I wasn't doing it right, and that I was weak, or that I wasn't smart enough. And the reality is we all need some level of accountability, whether it's a coach, whether it's a team that you're on, whether it's a company that you work for. So having that connection and that interaction outside of yourself to get the feedback that you need to get better is absolutely crucial. If you're new to building an online business, I definitely recommend getting a one-on-one coach that you believe in, that believes in you, because having that personalized accountability and time, and especially if they can give you that insight because they've been there and done that, it will take you farther faster, and it will be so much more fun than doing it on your own. If you're out there and maybe you don't have money to invest in a coach right now, I totally get it. That was me for a while in my business. And one of the things that really helped me was joining a company where there was some sort of mentorship involved. It could be a company that you represent and you help sell their product, or it could be a company that you work for and you get paid. I currently work with 2 different companies outside of my coaching business. The first company I'm an employee with, and I love working there because I feel like I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly learning, and I get the support and personal growth mentorship that I desire in my life. The second company that I work for, I'm a partner and a distributor for, and we have aligned values, and I receive coaching for that business in particular several times a week, and it has been a really sustainable way for me to get accountability and stay connected in a community with like-minded values. Another great option is to find a friend that has a like-minded goal as you and become accountability partners. You can find these people online in groups. I was in a coaching program about 4 years ago, and it was our assignment to have an accountability partner, and my accountability partner in that group, Yvette, ended up becoming one of my best friends. So they're very powerful. These are different ways to get that accountability wherever you are. You deserve it, and it's something that can make a really huge difference when it comes to productivity. My last tip for you, if you want to increase your productivity working from home, is definitely to designate a workspace. Whether you have a full room that you can go into and work from, or whether you just have a corner of a room. When I first started my business, I didn't even have a desk to work from. I went on Craigslist and I bought a desk for like $15, and it was in the corner of my living room that I shared with a roommate at the time, and I just grinded away in that little area, and it really, really helped for me to have that space and to know that outside that space I'm not working. And I closed the door, and I even sometimes put my phone in a phone box. You can just pick up a box. I have a box like this and just put your phone in it after hours. That just helps me to know that it's off business hours right now, and it also strengthens the relationship that I have with the people that I live with, which right now is just my fiance. It is huge to designate those containers of work and time. So whether it's a phone box that you have or a no phone hour, you can create these containers that empower you to have boundaries with the work that you have, and it helps so much in relationships. Those are my tips from working from home so that you can increase your productivity, get shit done, stay inspired and creative, and continue to build your dreams, because you deserve it. When it comes to working from home, it might feel like there are a ton of obstacles to stay focused and productive. I would love to hear what else it is that you're struggling with so that I can really help you and give context so you can feel even more confident working from home. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway is here and what's one thing that you're going to put in action this week. I would love to connect with you on a deeper level. If you have any other questions, find me on Instagram at LifeByJazz and shoot me a direct message. I love connecting there. If you are interested in any of the other resources that I have, you can check out the links below or find me at my website, lifebyjazz.com. Until the next video, namaste, ashe, that means good vibes, good energy, and peace and richest blessings to you, my friend.